All right, hello and welcome to today's webinar on creating video assignments using TechSmith Knowmia and TechSmith Fuse. Today we're going to be having kind of an hands-on training online virtually. So really it's up to you how you want to do this. This meeting is going to be recorded, or what you can decide to do. Actually, I said that really weird. This meeting will be recorded, so if you miss anything, don't worry. Feel free. You'll always have this video. We'll have a follow-up email that you'll be able to look back to on the video, and if you miss anything, it'll be in there. You can decide if you want to actually follow along with what I'm doing, and actually when I show you how to record and how to do different things, you can follow along watching me how to do it. Or if you decide, you can just watch the webinar and do everything there. The URL that you see on the screen and in the chat box will provide you to a companion course that we'll be using. Inside this companion course will be resources, so if you have any questions or want to see some examples, they'll be available in that companion course for you. So you can kind of choose how and what you want to do with this webinar. Again, it will be recorded, so if you feel like you missed anything, don't worry. You can always refer back to the recording that we will send out after this webinar. So right now, if you had any time, please feel free to jump in and go to this URL on the screen and enroll into the companion course. The link will be available. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and post it one more time into the chat box. All you have to do is double click on it and it should open up. Oh yeah, Amy already has the link in there too. And that'll go from there. If you have any questions, there's going to be two ways you can get that help. I have several of my coworkers, Amy and Nicole, right here. If you have any questions, feel free to put in the chat box. They will be able to answer your questions, or what you can do is hold your questions to the very end of the webinar, and I'll be able to have a question and answer period where you can ask them yourself, and we can actually demo it live here on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. To save on bandwidth, I'm going to turn my webcam off, but you should all be able to see my screen right now. So what is TechSmith Knowmia? TechSmith Knowmia is the video hosting solution that we've chose to use here at UC Denver at the Anschutz Medical Campus. It allows you to create videos, but more importantly, it allows you to share videos. So no matter what video or what source you've used to create these videos, you're going to be able to share them easily into Canvas using TechSmith Knowmia. Before we get started into the training, I want to make sure that I let you know about how you can get in touch with ODE. If you have any questions or want to know more information about trainings that we offer, all you need to do is email odetraining@ucdenver.edu. We'll be available to answer your questions, and we try our best to get back to you as soon as possible. If you also want to find out about available trainings that we have down the road for the upcoming semester, all you need to do is go to cuonline.edu/training, and you'll see a full list of all the trainings that we have, and you can follow the steps and the instructions to enroll in those trainings right away. Now, these trainings are designed for the purpose of faculty. That doesn't mean that we have staff members or students that sometimes come to these trainings, and you're welcome to come, but they are geared to and designed for faculty. And so a lot of the things that we'll do may not be relevant if you're a staff member or a student, but do know that we have made this for faculty to help enrich the online learning process. Today, we're going to go over the basics of TechSmith Knowmia and actually show you hands-on examples of multimedia assignments that you could create and use in your course. And finally, the most important part, at the very end of the training, we will have a question and answering section where you can ask anything that you want to know about multimedia assignments, or more importantly, TechSmith Knowmia. So TechSmith Knowmia, as I said earlier, is our video hosting solution that we use at UC Denver. It allows any student, staff, or faculty member to upload or create any number of videos and share them online. It allows them also to have other features like quizzing, video conversations. It has several ADA features that allow you to create captions for your videos. And the best part about it is it allows you to simply upload, create, and then provide information on these videos. We believe that the features that TechSmith Knowmia provides gives the best experience for student, staff, and faculty. And again, the most important thing to know about TechSmith Knowmia is that it is free with no charge for any current student, staff, or faculty member. Anyone at the university that has an account will be able to log into TechSmith Knowmia, create videos, and share them. If you forget everything else I talk about in this webinar, this is the most important thing to remember. TechSmith support. If you have any questions or want to find out any information 24/7, here's the website that you can go to find out more information. The TechSmith website has great tutorial videos that show you step by step on how to do everything. Oftentimes, they also come with a guide, but the videos are also very informative that show you how to do it. If you're running any technical issues, you can always call, email, or even have a chat conversation with TechSmith support, and they are staffed by great individuals that will be able to answer your questions very quickly and get you back on the road. So if you run into any issues, yes, you can contact us, but we honestly want to say the best people to talk to is direct with TechSmith support because they're going to know the system and products the best. Sometimes as we're going through this training, you might have some issues installing or getting things ready to go. Well, if you're having some issues, feel free to just contact TechSmith support and they'll walk you through all those processes. They're very tuned. I talk to them probably once or twice a week and they're always very responsive to my needs and they get back to me really fast. So now let's jump into TechSmith Knowmia. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go into the course. I want to show something very important in the course. When you log into the companion course, you're going to see our modules page. In this module page, I provided several information that provides an overview for TechSmith Knowmia. This page right here, introducing the TechSmith Knowmia, that I have here as an example, can also be downloaded and placed into your course by using Canvas Commons. So everything you see right here can be imported into your course by simply going to Commons. As my internet's slow, let's let it load. And all I have to search is TechSmith Knowmia. And then you'll be able to import this page right here into your course. So if you want to provide any supported information that your students can see, all you have to do is go to Commons and import this in. And so again, this is an example so you can see what information has here. It has a basic overview, highlight some of the key features, and then we even show some of the tutorial videos and how-tos of how to add videos to Canvas and some of the features there. And then most importantly, we do have the help desk information down here if your students need any help with TechSmith Knowmia. Now that I've covered that, let's jump into TechSmith Knowmia. To access it, you're going to want to go to ucdenver.techsmithrelay.com. I know it's a little bit confusing, but that's the URL that we're using right now, and we're planning on sticking with it, so we don't want to change things up too much. So that, again, is ucdenver.techsmithrelay.com. The first time you go to this website, you're going to be asked to sign in. You want to sign in using your university credentials. Again, this is available for students, staff, and faculty. When you sign in, you're going to be taken to the My Library page, which you're seeing right here on my screen. As you'll see, I have decided to organize my library by using several different folders or just uploading the raw media into it. By default, if you don't have any folders created, it's just going to place all your media down here into your My Media area. I like using folders to organize it. That way I can organize by class so that every semester I can come back to the same folder. And I know that all the videos that I've created in previous semesters are going to be in that class folder so I can quickly find it, decide if I want to use it or recreate it. To create a folder, all you need to do is go to the Create button and select New Folder. And I'm going to go ahead and let's call this, I'm a Space 101 folder. And I'm going to go ahead and create that folder. To get into this folder, all I need to do is click on it, and now I'm into that folder. Well, currently I don't have any media in this folder, so I'm going to go back to my library page, and I want to move some items that I previously created into this folder. There are two ways that you can do this. If I go down here to this little item right here where I have this gear, if I select on this gear, it'll give me several different options. I can move it, I can delete it, I can copy it. But this time, since I want to move it to my new folder I've created, I'm going to go over here and select Move. Then it's going to ask me, where do you want to move this file? I'm going to hit the drop down and select the Space 101 folder I just selected, and then choose Move. It'll now take that file and move it into the Space folder, and I know that because it now has one media files inside of this folder. There's another way that I can do is by using these little dots right here on the side, and then you'll see my cursor changes from the pointer to the glove. If I press and hold on this file, I'll then be able to drag and drop it over here to the side navigation into the folder that I'm wanting to place it. So I'm going to place that right there, and I've just moved that video into the folder. So it's really easy to organize and change the layout of your TechSmith Knowmia folders in your TechSmith library to easily have the content where you can find it. Now, another one of the features that you can do inside of TechSmith Knowmia is that you can import videos from YouTube. Now, these import videos from YouTube doesn't mean it downloads it and copies it into your folder. It still is reliant on it being published and viewable through YouTube. But it means that you are able to have some additional features of using those YouTube videos, and you can easily find them and sort them and store them into your folders. So if you want to use YouTube, the first thing I recommend is just go ahead and go to YouTube and find the video that you're in. How to disrupt. I'm going to pick over here. It seems like a relevant video right now. So I'm just going to pause it on this. So I have this video right here, how the pandemic will shape the future. And I'm going to copy this link right here. And I'm going to go back into my TechSmith Knowmia library. And I want to paste this into my Space 101 folder. If I choose the dropdown, I can then say import from YouTube. And then I'll be able to import the video by placing the link into this box. And then I'll place submit. This is going to go through a process where it's going to create a link from YouTube and the TechSmith Knowmia system. Once it's available, I'll be able to click on this video and view it inside of my library. Here it is. I'm going to click on the title. And now this YouTube video is visible inside of my library. I can play it and watch the video here. But because it's inside of TechSmith Knowmia, I also have the ability to click on edit right here. And this allows me to change the title and description of this video. So if I wanted to change this description for my students, I could remove the extra information that I don't think is relevant to my students and just allow them to focus on the information that I want them to see. So I could even put on here, use this for chapter 3. Or I can say, here's this week's discussion video. I can add in any information I want, or I could simply delete it. And I can even go up here and change the title if I wanted to as well. And then when I'm done, all I need to do is hit save. And as you'll see down here, it'll change the title and description down here. Now, one of the other great features of using TechSmith Knowmia is it also provides you with different options down here. A privacy setting over here where I can change who is able to view the video. So if I wanted to, even though this is a YouTube video, I could change the fact that if I share it, only people that I give a link to will be able to see it, or I can even change it to anyone that has a link can view the video. And so I can go through and change the privacy setting. As default, only people at the university with a direct link will be able to view this video when I share it. So this gets a little bit complicated, but if you're only wanting to make sure videos that you record have the privacy that only people within your course that have an access or have an active UC Denver account, they'll be the only ones able to view this video. No one outside the university will be able to see it. You can choose this privacy here or just leave it as the default option. But then you can change it however your needs come up. Even though this is a YouTube video, I still have the ability to view analytics. Because it requires an active login, it will track who's watched the video, give you the name and information, and the percentage of the video that they've watched. So this allows you to get additional insight on what videos your students are actually watching. I strongly recommend that you do not use this for any punitive response, but you should use it as a way to gain information about your students' viewing habit. Just because you post a video doesn't necessarily mean that your students are going to watch all of it or even watch it. They might be students who rather read it. They read material. They don't want to watch it. Or you might have some students that might want to watch the video again and again. Or you might have some students that will only watch a certain part of the video and focus on the key areas they find important. And the analytics can give you that information of what they're watching and how they're watching it, just to give you more insights on how to create media and make media better and more engaging for your classes. So I'm going to go back to my library page one, and I'm going to go over some additional features that you have. Looks like my internet's being a little bit slow, so I'm going to click on my library page and get it refreshed. And then click back on my folder. So now, one thing that you can also do with TechSmith Knowmia is you do have the ability to create and import from YouTube. But what a lot of people end up doing is they import videos that are already created, whether it's PowerPoint, whether it's from Camtasia or another video editing suite. They want to take videos they've already had and place it into the library. To do this, first you want to navigate to the folder where you want to have that media stored. And then I'm going to find the Create button and select Upload Media. This allows me to upload multiple media items at once. Currently, you can upload a video file or an image file, so you can share them with inside of Canvas. If you have any questions about what media can be uploaded, right here you'll see a link for View Media Requirements. It'll go through and give you a lot of technobabble. The most important thing to realize and to see here is that you can upload any video file that is under 4 gigabits in size. This means that almost any file that you get from Zoom, an export from PowerPoint, some other video creation sites, they will almost all export as an MP4. 4 gigabytes gives you a lot of information. If you're actually using a Zoom video, 4 gigabytes is about 8 hours of video. And so I'm hoping you're not uploading 8 hours, but TechSmith Knowmia could handle videos that size. However, if you are using a latest phone that's maybe recording 4K footage, 4Ks or 4 gigabytes could go pretty fast. And so you might have to change the formatting. But this 4 gigabytes gives you the freedom to upload a lot of different tiles, a lot of different files, a lot of different types, a lot of different lengths of videos to hit almost every type of academic and instructional video that you could want to upload. Now, to upload it, I'm going to select Upload Video Files, and I'm going to go ahead and find a file that I've already created. So I'm going to go back to my Documents folder, and I want to find my Zoom folder. And then if I scroll down all the way down here at the bottom, I'm just going to choose one of my last Zoom recordings and just use that as an example. So again, the default settings for Zoom is to save it to your Documents folder under Zoom. It's going to organize it by date and time, and you can find your most recent videos right here to select. What's great about me being on an Apple computer is it's going to go ahead and give me some information about the duration and size of it. So I know this is a really small video file that's great for me showing it as an example. So I selected the file, and then it's going to already start the upload process. Once it's uploaded, you're going to kind of see a progress of what it's doing. And when it's fully uploaded, it'll turn green and show you a checkbox. That's when you know that your file has successfully uploaded. And again, you can choose multiple video files at once and just upload it. If you happen to have slow internet and a large video file, it will take longer for it to upload. So please allow the time for it to fully upload. Once everything has been uploaded, I'll hit close, and then I'll see right here, here's that video file that I just uploaded. To play it back, I click on the title, and it takes me to that video. Currently, it's a blank file, but as you'll see, I'll be able to play it back right here. I can rewind, change the audio, and have all but these different features right here on my screen. One of the things I really like about TechSmith Knowmia is if I click on this gear icon, I can change the playback speed of this video. So this is a feature that students really like, because sometimes they want to slow down the video so they can get more information, or speed it up if they want to go through that way. And TechSmith Knowmia gives you that ability to change how you want to view the file. Since this file is currently saying zoom.mp4, if I wanted to change the title, I would select Edit, and this is where I can change the information. But if you scroll down on the screen, you also see some additional options that looks different from the YouTube. I see the details and privacy and analytics, but now I have the ability to see accessibility, edit media, conversations, and quizzing. So these are additional features that you have added because it's a video that you've uploaded. Now I'm going to go over some of these features a little bit later, but I want to go ahead and show you what accessibility means. Inside of TechSmith Knowmia, you have the ability to automatically generate captions for your video. So instead of having to type everything out word for word, you can submit a video to be automatically generated so that it's created by an AI. This means you don't have to type in word for word, and it's a real time saver. So with this video that I just uploaded, I want to go ahead and submit it for automatic generation. So if I go down to the caption setting right here, I'm going to see this Add Caption Track button. When I select it, it's going to say, do you want to use it automatic using speech to text, or do you want to custom enter it in? I definitely want to use automatic, so I'm going to say apply. This is going to start the automatic process where it'll generate the captions. As you'll see right here on the screen, it shows you the status, but what the great thing about TechSmith Knowmia is it'll send you an email when it's finished. So I can start this process right here, let it automatically start generating, and then later on this training, I'll get the email, and that lets me know that the video transcript has already been created, and then I can do the final step of publishing those captions and ensuring that the captions are accurate. So this is one of the features that you can use very easily, and it will have an impact on your students. So now let's go back to your Mind Library, and I want to show the next feature of TechSmith Knowmia, and that's allowing you to create videos. Since I want this new file that I'm creating to be in my Space 101 folder, I'm going to navigate to this folder, and then I'm going to find this Launch Capture button. When I select Launch Capture, a window is going to open asking you to download TechSmith Capture, or as you see right here, my web browser is coming up with a security message right here saying, do you want to open TechSmith Capture? Now on my computer, I've already downloaded and installed TechSmith Capture. For everyone following along, you're going to want to download and install TechSmith Capture to your computer. It's a really quick process. Simply hit the download button and follow the on-screen instructions to download it and install it to your computer. If you do run into any issues with this, please feel free to contact TechSmith support and they will be able to walk through those issues. One of the things I like to point out right here is I'm currently using a Mac computer using Google Chrome. So what I see here might look a little bit different than what you see on your computer. It's going to be very typical that every web browser is going to ask you, do you want to open this button? This is a security feature inside your web browser to prevent applications opening randomly on their own just because you click the link. So it's going to ask you this every time, do you really want to do this? Now, I do have this option right here in Chrome. It's saying always allow ucdenver.techsmith to open links. If you want to, you can choose to click this link and have it automatically open. I, however, for my personal settings, like to always verify and say, yes, I want it open. I don't want them just opening on their own. So if you've gone through and you've downloaded it and installed it, I'm going to go ahead and hit this relaunch button right here. I've installed it. I'm ready to go. And now I want to go ahead and say open TechSmith Capture. It's going to go ahead and slowly launch the application. And I'm going to move this window open because it's actually going to be on my other screen. Once you launch and open TechSmith Capture, you're going to see a box that looks just like this. And it should look just like this on a Windows computer and on an Apple computer. And all it's doing right here is it's asking you, do you want to use your webcam? Which webcam do you want to use? And when you're ready to hit, just hit launch or just hit capture, and that'll start the capture process. Since I'm ready, I'm going to go ahead and hit capture. And then the first thing it's going to do is it's going to ask me, what area of the screen do you want to choose? I can choose to either select a region right here. So if I just wanted to capture this box right here, whether it be on a PowerPoint, whether it be on a website, if you're doing a walkthrough of your course or your syllabus, I can select just a small region. Or what I can do is I can actually stretch this box to the entire width of the screen. And this will record the entire screen on my computer. Now, one of the things that I like to do is I actually like to select just the part of the window that I want them to see. So for instance, if I just wanted to select the web page, I can cut off all my tabs, my URLs. I can just choose this right here and just choose my web screen. Now you'll notice what it's doing right now is it's currently giving me a preview of my webcam because I had my webcam turned on. If I'm wanting to do recording without my webcam, all I need to do is navigate to this very top window and select this toggle webcam button, and it'll turn off my webcam. So not only do I not see my webcam, this little webcam icon right here changes to have a slash mark through it. So if I select it, I can turn the camera back on. Now, one of the reasons why I like having the webcam on is because it helps establish a personal connection with your students. Students like seeing their professors. Now, that doesn't mean they need to see you throughout the entire presentation. So I like being able to stop, have the webcam on, turn the webcam off, back and forth. Now, we just found out today that a new feature is coming that's going to allow you to have a picture-in-picture of your webcam on top of your screen. Currently, you only have the choice of webcam on, webcam off. So this new feature, as it comes out down the road, you'll be able to actually have that webcam there. And again, this is something that's still in the process, but it is coming down the road. Right here on this microphone, I also have the ability to toggle my microphone. If I wanted to create a video without audio, I could turn off my audio, and currently all I'm recording is my desktop. But I want to have audio in my video, so I'm going to leave it on. And this little drop down arrow right here allows me to select my audio input. So I could choose the different items or different microphones on my computer, make sure it's the correct one, and then I'll even start seeing the levels right here, which will show me whether or not I have a good microphone or a good audio level. This is kind of important because when you're talking, you want to make sure your level's right about here. You don't want to be too high. You don't want to be too low. You want to kind of be right in that sweet point right there, sweet spot of about 70 to 80% volume. That way, you know that your video is going to have really good audio. If you want to record your system audio, you want to click this button right here. The first time you click it, it's going to go through a series of steps that you're going to want to follow to install an additional piece of software so that it can record your system audio. The reason why you would want to record your system audio is if that you're wanting to capture a section of a video, a website that has sound effects, or even a program that has sound effects. This way you can share information back and forth more easily. One of the common ways that I see the system audio being used is if someone wants to play a short video. Inside of their video, you want to go ahead and have the system audio on so that you can record that audio. So now when I have my webcam and my microphone turned on, ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and choose the record button right here. It's going to give me a short countdown, 1, 2, 3, and then I can start recording my video. Hi, welcome to today's session. Today we're going to go over your syllabus so that you can be ready for this week. Turn my webcam off, and then I can show my syllabus right here on my screen. When I'm recording, let's say I need to take a break because I'm coughing, I need a drink of water. I could pause my video at any time by hitting the pause button. And as you'll see, the little time code over here stops. If I want to go back to recording, just hit the record button, and it's going to start recording right where I left off. If I want to turn my webcam on, all I need to do is hit the webcam button, and my webcam pops back up on screen. If I want to take it away, just hit the toggle webcam button, and it goes away. Now, if I want to stop the recording, all I can do is I can hit the stop button, and it's going to take me into the next screen. I don't want to do that just yet, but I do want to show what these two buttons off to the side, off to this right-hand side do. This redo selection means that it's going to redo your entire video and start from the beginning. So if you go through the video and you don't like what you're doing, just go ahead and hit this redo button, and that'll take you back to the very beginning of the recording. If you want to stop the recording and don't save anything, you can hit the X right here, and that'll allow you to stop the recording. Now, since I'm recording and I want to stop what I'm doing so I can save the video, I can hit the stop button and hit right here, and it's going to show me a preview of what I just captured. So as I move it over here to the screen, I can actually get a live playback here of the video that I recorded. And so this will allow me to listen to the audio to make sure I record it better, and I can go back and forth and kind of see what I recorded. If you don't like the recording, at any time you can go down here and hit cancel. But if you do like it, I can go ahead and say upload to media. So now I don't have to worry about video files. I don't have to worry about compression. It's going to automatically take what I recorded, what I did live, and upload it into Knowmia. So it takes a lot of that guesswork out of exporting videos. Now, one of the things that I like to say here is that there's a difference between using Zoom and using TechSmith Knowmia. A lot of faculty, myself included, like using Zoom to record presentations. The big difference is when you're using TechSmith Knowmia, this is something that you're recording on your own. You don't have other people talking into it, providing feedback, sharing in on the experience. TechSmith Knowmia allows you to just record your desktop, microphone, and video so that you can create a more professional looking video for your classes. Now, if you want to use Zoom recording, because Zoom does have other features that are not in TechSmith Knowmia. You can use a whiteboard, you can do live polls, you can actually have a real online class experience using Zoom, and you can record that video. And so really what it comes back to me is the difference between Zoom and TechSmith Knowmia is if it's just making a recording of yourself that you're looking for to share a presentation, TechSmith Knowmia is the best tool. However, if you're wanting to record the interaction with others in a live classroom, Zoom is the best platform. Because ultimately, Zoom is a web conferencing tool that has the ability to Zoom, or has the ability to record. And so that's really the difference. Now, the big thing I put on everything is it ultimately comes down to your comfort level. If you are more comfortable using Zoom, use Zoom. If you're more comfortable using Knowmia, use Knowmia. It's up to your personal style and your comfort level. So don't feel like you have to jump over to another side if you're not comfortable. I think they're both exceptional products, but comfort's important. You don't want to be nervous when you're trying to do something because it just makes more time and it just makes more anxious. And don't do that. Just do what you're comfortable with. All right. So now that it's uploaded the media, right here on the screen, it's going to say, "Hey, you've uploaded the media. Click here to view it." And so because I bought enough time talking about Zoom, if I go back into my TechSmith Relay library or TechSmith Knowmia library and hit refresh, you will see that video that I just uploaded. But no, it looks like it's at my library page. Sometimes that happens. So as I'll see right here, I have the date and time of when that was recorded. That's going to be the default title, and it's a 1 minute and 12-second video. I'm going to go ahead and drag this and place it into that folder so I can see it correctly. And then let me go over to that folder and see it. And here it is. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and let me change the name of that video real fast. So I'm going to say demo. And I'm going to go ahead and get it started because I want to go ahead and create captions. I'm going to go to accessibilities and say, why don't you go ahead and create captions for this video? So now at this point here, I want to give an opportunity to gain hands-on experience going to create this video. So at this time, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to go ahead and go to ucdenver.techsmithrelay.com, go to your My Library page, and just create your very own recording. Very short, doesn't need to be more than a couple seconds long, but go through the process of going to your My Library, selecting Launch Capture, going ahead and opening up the capture box, and record your very first video. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to go ahead and do that recording. And when we're done, I'm going to review the step one more time. But I just want to give you an opportunity to record things hands-on. It looks like it's 1:05. I'm going to jump back in at 11:07. Don't feel like I don't want to rush you too much, but go ahead and just kind of go through the process. I'm going to stop talking so that you can kind of just work through it just to get experience recording your very first one and having it upload into the TechSmith Knowmia library. All right, I'll see you back in a couple minutes. All right. I hope everyone was able to go through and just get the experience going through launching the launch. Sorry, I just totally. I hope everyone get an experience going through and just hitting the launch capture button, opening TechSmith Capture, we're doing a very short recording, and upload it. One of the things I didn't say earlier is that there is no limit to the number and amount of videos that you can upload. So currently, you can upload as much as you want. Also, everything that you upload, you can also download it. So if I go back to that video that I went ahead and uploaded just now, if I click on the title, I then have this ability right here to click more. Under this more button is going to be this download button. And so anything that you create with TechSmith Cap or TechSmith Knowmia, you can leave it in the website, but if you want to download it to actually have like a real file on your computer to store it, place it on a hard drive for backup, you can go through here and download it. And so just because it's in there doesn't mean it's stuck in there. So you can do what you want with that. One little trick I also want to show you right now is, as you'll notice, this is a wonderful little, you know, picture of me right there looking weird at the camera. So if I wanted to change that, I could actually go through here and play this video, or I can find a spot where my face isn't awkward. These are all awkward. There we go. This doesn't have my face on it. It's perfect. So if I find a portion of the video right here that I don't make an awkward face and I want to change it up to my thumbnail, I just want to pause the video right here. And if I go to more, I can then say set thumbnail. And so as long as this is paused right here, if I hit save thumbnail, when I go back to the library, or I'm seeing where that folder, that video is stored, it will no longer be on that goofy face. It'll show the thumbnail of where I told it to set thumbnail. So that's one of the little tricks that I use because I often make weird faces on videos. And so I like to not have that be permanently plastered up there. So this more option gives you a lot of really great features that you can use right here. You know, download, copy, thumbnail, delete. So it's all right there under more. All right, so hopefully everyone has been able to go through and have had a good experience. You've created a short video, it's uploaded into your TechSmith Knowmia library. You click on your My Library page. If you don't see it right here, just go ahead and hit the refresh page. Sometimes you just have to refresh it so it shows up right there. But under the media tab right there, you should be able to see that video that you just created. Now let's go back to this campaigning course that we've created. And let's actually start with some video assignments. I'm gonna go to my modules page. And I'm gonna go on this very first item right here is my first TechSmith recording. And I'm gonna go ahead and select that. And this is an example that example assignments that I've created of, it's a low threshold assignment. I'm just asking students to just introduce yourself, real short, sweet. But really what I'm doing is I'm wanting them to provide more information on how to use TechSmith Knowmia. So I'm wanting them to go through the experience of downloading it. One of the things I always do when using new technologies, I want to make sure that I have some help information down here. Here's where you go to do it. It looks like my link right here for the support video is missing right there, but I could actually provide a link to the support page that I created in the modules. I say, here's how to introduce you to TechSmith Knowmia. And then I have here the support page where if they need to get more information, it's right here. So anytime I introduce a new technology, I want to clearly introduce the prompt, and I want to provide them the support information so they can follow along. Now, inside the discussion board, if I want to add this video, I can scroll down here to hit the reply button. And using the rich content editor, I'm going to see an orange K. So right here on this, right here, more external tools, I currently see Microsoft Teams and TechSmith Relay. And so if I want to go ahead and view my TechSmith Relay library, I can go ahead and select TechSmith Relay. And this will open up a tab right here that'll show my library. So as you'll see, this is showing the same information that I would have seen in the web page right here in this tab. So I could scroll down over here. Let's go to my little space video here. I can select the folder. I can find the video that I just uploaded. And to add it to the discussion board, all I need to do is select Add Media. And it's going to add it right down here in this box. And so I see right there, here's this video that I just uploaded. And it's going to paste it right here. And I'm ready to share it. I can hit Post Reply. The personal workflow that I like to do is go ahead and go directly to ucdenver.techsmithrelay.com, create my video there, put the title, go ahead and put some information into it there. I want to create it in the website and do all my editing, my controls right there. But then that way it's ready to go. So when I hit this reply button, find that video, I'm ready to go. However, inside of TechSmith Knowmia, you also have the option to do everything inside of Canvas, meaning recording and then posting the video right here. So if I wanted to, I could click on this More Tools, TechSmith Relay, and then on this top corner over here, I have the same launch capture button. So if someone wanted to, you could actually stay all inside of Canvas. I could hit launch capture. It's going to open up the capture window, and I can record my video straight right here. I'm going to go ahead and just make a really short, small video. Record. Let me get 5 seconds of video, and I'm going to stop it and upload it. I then get a small preview screen right here. So here's your video. Is this what you want? I'm going to go and upload it to Knowmia. So all this is being started right here inside of Canvas. Now, when I take this video and upload it, it's not going to show me a screen right here saying, do you want to preview it? It's going to say you want to go ahead and close it and go back into your course. So once I've done the recording, I'm going to go ahead and close this tab right here. And then I see how this changed to recording in progress. When you're done, go ahead and hit close. This will refresh the tab. And then when I scroll down on here, I'll see that short little video clip that I just added. And so the question I'm seeing on here is, can you put one of your videos of TechSmith Knowmia in files or on pages? So yes, that visual content editor that I'm going to show you in a second, my page is being slow right there. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. So this little visual text editor right here is you're going to see the same box on assignments, on pages. You're going to see this everywhere on here where you can create it. And because you're using TechSmith Knowmia, you don't have to upload it into files because you're just linking it to the website. And so this is where you want to create a page. This is where you want to create an assignment or even a discussion board post right here. Anywhere you see this rich content editor, I can choose More Tools, TechSmith Relay, and I can add the videos I've created into my library. And occasionally the internet does go slow, and so I have to go, close the page and reopen it. But here's that video I just uploaded. I know because of the date and time, and I can add the media right into the course. And it's that easy to do. Now, one of the features that I won't have time to go over, but it's something that if you want to explore, is there is an ability inside of TechSmith Relay to have conversations. Conversations allows you to create a live annotation and live conversation video. So students can watch the video, and if they want to, make comments or make annotations on top of the video, and everyone viewing the video can see this. So if you want to have a conversation with the video, all you need to do is add this little checkbox right here, say add conversation, and then select add video. It'll ask you, do you want to have a new conversation or go ahead and choose an old conversation? I always just choose new conversation, and I'll say space and confirm. And so now when it adds it into that reply box, you'll be able to see what the conversation is. Now I'm going to go ahead and post a reply here so you'll see what that looks like with the conversations. So you can actually kind of see, is this something that you want to do? Or you can find out more information about how conversations work. So I can actually play the video. And you'll see off to the side, I have the ability, looks like I need to reload this page because it's not loading correctly. That's weird. It should show up right there, but it's being weird. Oh, here it is. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong one. So as you'll see on here, I can actually watch this video here. I can play it and say, I'm gonna get to this point right here. I can add a comment. I can submit. I could draw a line. So if someone wanted to go through here, so I'm gonna draw this right here. Here's a box I can add. There's an arrow. And so I can have this live conversations right on top of it. And when I submit it, it's going to show my name, the time it was submitted, and what point in the video it is. And so someone can actually go back, watch the annotations, and even comment on top of these annotations with additional comments. So that's a small example of how conversations work. At this time, if anyone who's gone through and already created the video, I would encourage you to go ahead and go through this process of going into this companion course, go to this discussion board, select reply, and choose this video, the sample video that you already created. So all you need to do is go over here, hit TechSmith Relay, find the video, and add it, and then reply. This will be the same process that you'll use when you ask your students to create a discussion board using TechSmith Knowmia. So that is the example of a first type of multimedia assignment that you can create using TechSmith Knowmia. Now let's jump on to the next type of assignment, and that's going to be a presentation assignment. So this kind of use case could also be used for yourself if you wanted to capture yourself recording lectures. So in this assignment, I'm saying go ahead and just, as an example, just use an assignment you've already created. We want to go through that process of just getting used to using what you already have. Then I'm going to go here. So you want to use ucdenver.techsmithrelay.com. And for this, I actually recommend that you don't use Canvas to record it. I actually recommend you actually go to the TechSmith Relay and record. The important step is before you start recording, you want to go ahead and have your presentation ready. So I'm actually going to edit out of this right here because I want to show you a different way that I like to record presentations. I'm going to hit Launch Capture. I'm going to open up the capture box. And I'm going to go ahead and get my window ready. And so I'm going to make sure I go back to my presentation. I'm using the one that I've already used for this course. And I'm going to say Capture. Now, instead of selecting the full screen, I'm just going to select the area on my PowerPoint slide here using the crosshairs, because this is the region that I need to have selected. I want to make sure my webcam is on so I can toggle back and forth within my presentation. Now that I have my area of the screen selected, it's right on my presentation, my microphone and my webcam are correct, I'm going to go ahead and start recording. It's going to give me a short countdown, and I'm going to be able to start my video. Hello and welcome to this presentation. Today I'm going to go over how you can use TechSmith Knowmia and Fuse. I can hit my webcam button off and show my presentation. And then using my mouse, I can go over here and actually change all of my slides. And down here, I'm going to be able to read some of my presenter notes. And so I can actually go through my presentation, and it's going to be recording my screen with the area I've selected. And if I want to, I can go down here, toggle my webcam back on, and my webcam will then take over the screen. And so I can very easily create a very professional looking presentation and video using the resources I already have created. And of course, when I'm done recording this, I'll hit stop. And this will give me the preview of what I just recorded. And as you'll see in the preview, it simply goes back and forth. And then it looks really smooth and professional. And so there's no editing, there's no post-production. It's all really simple and easy, and you're doing it live. So hopefully I kept that video short enough that it'll upload really fast. And that's going to go into our next part where I'm going to show you how you can do some very basic editing using TechSmith Knowmia. Apparently I made it too long. That's the one thing. We live in a world today where the internet likes to have a mind of its own. So once this assignment is done, it's going to take me back to the TechSmith Relay or TechSmith Knowmia library, where I'm going to be able to see it right here. And I'm going to take a short water break, and it should be done very quickly. All right, it's now done. So I'm going to hit continue. And then I'm going to refresh my library page so I can see that video. Oh, looks like it's wanting me to log back in again. And then when I go back into my library, I'll see that video that I just loaded right here. So now when it comes to editing, I'm going to go ahead and select the video and go right into it. I now have this ability down here to see edit media. You can only edit media that you've uploaded or that you've created with the TechSmith Knowmia. So you're not going to be able to upload a YouTube video or not going to be able to edit a YouTube video. It has to be something that you've created or that you've uploaded. Since I want to edit, I'm going to select Edit Media. And it's going to give me the option. Do you want to edit a copy or do you want to edit this video? If you're doing a long recording that you don't want to redo, you should edit a copy. That way you always have the original saved into your library. If it's a video that you don't mind re-recording, or if you're in the editing, you just happen to make a mistake, or you might want to change the editing down the road, you can go ahead and edit the video. And so since this is a video that if I needed to re-record it, it wouldn't be that hard, I'm going to go ahead and say edit. And this is what the editing screen looks like. You can hit play down here to view your video. And as you'll see, it actually has two different ways to change where you are on the timeline. If I go down here to this little playhead, as you'll see, it'll skip around over here. And right here on this playhead, it'll show you the time of the video. You'll also see off to the side over here another time code that shows here's the current where you're at in the video with the playhead, and here's the full length of the video. And so as I go back and forth, I'll see all of these numbers changing. Currently, this video is 40 seconds long. And let's say there's a part of the video that I don't want to record. I can simply move my mouse right here, select the region of your screen, move it around so you can actually see the part of the videos that you don't want. Inside of TechSmith Knowmia, the video editing is very simple. To select the area that you want to remove from the video, that's what you need to remember. So when I'm editing, I can choose and find areas of the screen that I don't like. I can use these red and green flags right here to select the area of the screen that I don't want. As you'll see, it'll show up selected right there in blue here and here. And then I'll place cut. Now, currently on my screen, as I'm moving around the playhead, it's not showing me a live playback. And so when this happens, what you want to go ahead and do is hit save and exit and reload the screen. Sometimes the internet just glitches out. It doesn't give you a full one. And so that's why if you just close out of what you're doing and reopen it, it typically will go ahead and open back up and play correctly. It does happen. But as you'll see on there, it actually saved that edit that I did. So I can actually click on that again. And if I don't like it, I can either re-edit it or delete that so that it's back as it originally was. And yes, you can edit any video that you've uploaded into your library. It has to be a video that you've uploaded or a video that you've created, and you'll be able to edit it. So now if I hit play, oh, looks like it messed up again. My internet is not agreeing with me today. I apologize. This does happen when I'm on a Zoom call and editing, so I apologize. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And I'm going to go ahead and say that first part of the video when I started off right here, I was talking to you guys. That didn't need to be in the video. So I'm going to back it up right here. And I'm going to say from right here to the very beginning of the video, I don't need it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. And I'm going to do the same thing at the end of the video. I'm going to go down over here and I say, all right, I'm going to play it. All right, this part of the video I don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and just select it. And I'll move the flags right here and say cut. And so if there's any part of the videos that you don't want, you can simply move these little red and green flags into it, select it, and they'll be removed from your video. Once you've finished all of your editing, you removed all the parts that you don't want in the video, you can go back up here to publish, and it'll save the video. So now what I've done is within less than about 10 minutes, I've recorded a presentation. I have been able to switch back and forth between my webcam, and I've actually edited out the parts of the video that I don't want, and I've submitted it to be published. Every time that you edit and you hit the publish button, TechSmith Knowmia is going to want to reprocess that video so that it gives a good playback to your students. And so that's what you're seeing right now on the screen, is that it's currently being processed. Now, as it says over here, is the processing time is dependent on a lot of different things. It normally goes in less than 10 minutes. Sometimes it might take 30 minutes. The longer videos you have, the longer time it'll need to process. We have recorded some 2-hour-long videos, and it normally takes about an hour, hour and a half. TechSmith Knowmia has gotten really good at having fast processing times. So what I encourage people to do is once you edit, go ahead and just go back to your My Library page, start working on another video, start working on another project, and in time, when it's finished processing, you will receive an email of the completed video, and then you'll be able to just view the video then. So right now it's saying this is being processed. I can't view it back. Even if I click on it right now, it's not going to allow me to watch it, but it will show me a status of how it's working on. All right, so now I want to go back into captions. One of the things that they've added into it is when you've created a video with a caption, you will now see a caption indicator on your videos. So let me scroll down to a video that I know has it. So I can show you what that icon looks like. So right here you see on this is a previous TechSmith relay recording that we've done. I now see the CC icon right here. You'll see on this other video, I have a CC icon. And so this means that I've created this video and that has closed captioning available. So I've gone ahead and let's say I've submitted this video to have the automatic captions generated. I've received an email saying this video, the captions for your video have been completed. And so now the final steps that I want to do is I want to verify that the captions are correct so that they can be visible for the video. So I'm going to select the video, find accessibility, and as I'll see on here, I then can go to this dot over here and choose edit. This is very important because once it generates the captions, you still want to go back into the video and ensure the accuracy of the captions. When I hit edit, it's going to open up a screen that looks very familiar to the video editing screen. This allows me to play the video, and as you'll see over here, it'll show an overview of the captions that have been created. If I see a mistake with this captions, I can stop the video, then move my mouse directly over this chat box or text box and add any captions that I want to right here on the screen. And so it's really easy for you to watch the video and input the captions. If I decide that a captions, the length of it is a little bit weird, I want to change it up, I can actually move my mouse to the very edge of the caption and I can change the duration of that caption. So I can move it forward a little bit. Or what I can do if I want to have another one that has more text, I can make it longer. And so I can control what's visible and when it's visible for the captions. What I like to do is just play back my video, listening to it, reading the captions, ensuring that it's correct, and you'll be surprised how accurate it can be. When I'm done, the most important thing is to go up here and hit publish. If you do not hit the publish button, it will not be visible to your students. And yes, you can go down a rabbit hole with really any editing, whether it's captions or video editing or any of those little things that you want to go down that, you can go down it. I just recommend it since the AI does such a good job of generating the captions. Like if you have a good microphone and you don't have a lot of background noise, I've had videos that the AI has been 100% accurate on. And so I just go through, I create a 10-minute video, I watch it again, and I go, okay, my captions are good. There have been times also where I've noticed that if you say TechSmith Knowmia, it doesn't know how to spell Knowmia, which I think is kind of awkward. But you just go in and just retype it real fast. If you want to do some more of the advanced features, you do have the ability to import captions. So if you have another piece of software that you're creating the captions, you can actually import it and you can export it. Yes, always do a cursory check. And so then you'll be able to export that file, and you can even use this as a transcript. So you can actually create a SRT file, which is a transcript file, and turn that into just a basic text file, copy it into Word, and now you have a transcript. And so it's a really easy way to upload video. You can get a full transcript of what you're doing and do that there. But since I want to have this caption visible, I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. Yes, I want it visible. And now when I go back to that video and play it, I now have this CC option on my video. So students will be able to click on it and say whether or not they want to have the captions on or off for the video. And again, it's just a good process to go through. Just go ahead and do it real fast and get that available for your students. I've actually found that a lot of students just like having the option for captions because they like reading the text while also listening, so it helps them kind of learn the material two different ways. All right, so I'm going to go ahead in the time that we have left. I want to show one last feature for the presentation. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Let me go back to the presentation. I almost forgot something very important. So now I have this presentation assignment. I want to show you what it looks like when I've created it. So if I click edit right here, I've created this assignment, but what I've done is I've changed the submission type. So it's a normal assignment like you write a paper, but if I scroll down on here, here's the points, the assignment groups. The submission type is online, text entry, and website URL. I want to change this because I don't want students submitting a file. If they're uploading a file, sometimes they upload the wrong file. It gets really confusing. If they do media recordings, I don't really want that. I just want either using the text box, using the TechSmith Knowmia button, or using the website URL. So that's why I had these two options chosen right here. And then you have the same options of setting the due date. You have assigning different people. If you want to have different due dates for people, you can do all that right here for the assignments as well as you would normally do. But now let's go into what the student view looks like. So I'm going to go hit settings and then hit student view. Sorry, my computer just wants to be slow. So now let's go back to this presentation assignment. And this is what your students will see. When they go to submit the assignment, they're going to have these three text box options here. Text entry, which allows them to use this TechSmith Knowmia button, a website URL right here, and then they also have this ability to click on this tab right here, and it'll show you your TechSmith Relay library or TechSmith Knowmia library. Now, as a teacher, a test student is not a real account. So if I click on this right now, it's going to cause me a lot of errors. It's going to make me re-sign in. And so because I'm using student view right here, the student view isn't a real account. So it doesn't have a connection to the TechSmith Relay library. And so that's where you have to actually have a real account. And so you can't use TechSmith Relay or TechSmith Knowmia with this way. But that doesn't mean you kind of can't see what it's looking. When you view the video, if you can view it and watch it, that means your students can view it and watch it. Now, they might have some technical issues that could be blocking them, and they'll want to contact TechSmith support. But this is just where you should realize test view is really wonky when it comes to TechSmith Knowmia. But this website URL here. So a student asks you, how do I find the website URL? Well, let's go back to your library. Let me find that video that I just uploaded. If I'm in this video right here, I also see this share icon. So if a student doesn't want to use that built-in TechSmith orange K logo inside of that visual text editor, you can choose, or they can choose to do share. And then you have a couple different options. I can get a link. And then here's the exact URL for that video. So a student would copy this link right here, go back to the presentation assignment, and submit it. That's all they have to do to share the video. Get the link or use the built-in content editor to add that. Now, one thing I also want to show, this is kind of extra credit, but let's say that, when I look at this prompt over here, when I go back to the video, it's a really large video and I don't like it. I want a smaller video. Well, if you want to be brave and use HTML code, what you can do is go to the share icon right here, select the get embed code, and I can actually change the size of the window. So this right here is the default size of the video, and it's a pretty large screen. But if I wanted to make something, smaller, more usable, I can actually make it smaller. And it's saying, hey, you don't want to go smaller than 320. So I'm going to type that in here. Then I'm going to copy this HTML code. And so now as a teacher, if I want to, or a faculty member, I want to go back into my page here. In fact, I'm going to go to the discussion board where I was at. And instead of using that built-in K that we have there, I'm going to use the HTML of this. So this HTML editor that you'll see on all of these visual text editor, HTML, and I'm just going to paste that little text in here I got from TechSmith Knowmia and reply. And so now I have this smaller video frame right here that I'm sharing, and it's looking a little bit different than what this is. So instead of taking up all this real estate right here, I can actually post a smaller video by using that HTML. So that's just a little extra thing you can do. And that's how you can go through, and that's what it looks like for a student when they're creating an assignment. Now, let me go into the gradebook real fast and show you what it looks like when you're grading. So I'm going to jump into my gradebook, and I'm going to go over here and say, so I have my assignment right here. I see my test student has already hit the reply. So I'm going to hit over here and go into SpeedGrader. One of the things I like about presentations is I can actually use SpeedGrader to view my videos all right here. If I've built out a rubric, I'll have the option to go ahead and use a rubric for it. I can provide feedback. And since I provided a URL on here to just view it, all I got to do is click on the link and it'll load the page right here so that I can view it. So I can view my students' videos inside of SpeedGrader using rubrics, providing the grade, and providing additional comments all right here. So instead of having to download the video file to your computer, having to figure out what format they were using, figuring out what the file types, all those kind of confusing things that can happen with media, everything is done right here in your site. If a student can see their video in TechSmith Knowmia, you can see the video inside of TechSmith Knowmia. And so it gives you a lot of options and it simplifies the process. And so I'm going to go ahead and say, I did a great job. So I'm going to give myself 100. All right. The last feature that I want to cover before I go into TechSmith Views is quizzing. Inside of TechSmith Knowmia, you can add quizzes to any of the videos that you've created. So I'm going to go back to this earlier video that I created. I'm going to go ahead and select on it. And one of the options when I scroll down is going to be quizzing. Now, quizzing can only be added to, actually, it can be added to YouTube videos, a video you've uploaded, or a video that you've created. You can go through this process and add quizzing to anything that you're wanting to do. To do it, all you want to do is select quizzing and then choose add quiz. It's going to come up with a box that's going to allow you to view the video. So I'm going to play the video, and wherever I want to have a quiz question, I'm going to pause the video right here at 4 seconds. I want to add a question, and then I'm going to go down here to add new question. It will pop up this warning message saying that once you set a question, it cannot be moved. Now, you can delete the question and move it, but once you set that question at the 4-second point of the video, it will have to stay at that 4-second of the video unless you delete it. So I'm going to say, okay, I understand. If I want to change to different types of questions to ask, you just want to click this drop-down arrow, and you can choose between multiple choice, true and false, fill in the blank, and free response. Do keep in mind that free response will require you to be graded, so it's really more of a survey option that you have to jump back and view the results. I'm going to go ahead and say true or false and say blue is the best color. And we all know that that is a true answer, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. And if I want to, I can even add feedback down here saying, hey, good job, you got it correct or incorrect. And then I'm going to say, please rewatch video. And then for action, I'm going to go ahead and say jump to time. So I'm going to say go ahead and restart that video. So if someone is watching this video and they decide this is incorrect, and they get the question wrong, the system will automatically jump them back to the first part of the video where that covers that question. And so it's a way to keep your students engaged and make sure they're paying attention to your media. Again, I wouldn't use this quizzing as a punitive measure, but as a way to re-engage them in the material to make sure they really understand it. But it gives you a lot of different options. Now, you also have the ability after you do this to add more questions. So I can add as many questions as I want to this 4-second code, or what I can do is I can just play the video, go down the video a little bit more, or I can even jump down the video, let's say to the 16-second mark, and add a new question. So this time I'm going to choose true multiple choice. And then I'll have over here different option choices. Let me say baseball. For some reason, I'm blanking on sports. Let's say skiing. You know, all the typical sports. And then I can choose the correct answer by putting the checkbox right here. And again, I have the ability to add feedback. I can even jump down here at the very end, and if I wanted to, I could ask a question. Let me actually change this to true and false. And the answer would be true. Now, the important thing to point out about quizzes is once I've entered all the questions on here, I don't want to hit any of the X's over here or hit the X out of the screen until I've hit Save Quiz. I've lost many times my quizzes that I built into TechSmith Knowmia because I didn't hit this Save Quiz button before I closed out the window. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save Quiz, and then it's going to jump up with success right there, and I know that my quizzes have been saved. So if I hit X, it'll close out this window, and I'll be able to reload this video, and now I'm going to see this video with quizzes. Wherever you see the quiz questions, you're going to see these little white dots right here, and that'll allow me to take the quiz. So if I play the video, it's going to play up to that point, then stop, allow me to take the quiz. It'll show that I got it correctly, and allow me to continue into the video. If I have the action where I got it wrong, it'll automatically jump me back to the beginning of the video where I can rewatch it and take the quiz again. One of the things that's important to point out is students can jump around in the video. So if they wanted to, they could jump to the very end over here. But if there's a quiz question that they miss, it will prompt them to answer the quiz question before they move on to the next section. And so you can kind of choose how you want to do the quizzes. I'm going to go ahead and finish this. I'm doing an example of what a bad student would do and just jump through the videos without watching. So I got 100% there. I'll finish out the video. Now, to see the results of my quizzes, I can then go back to the same quizzing tab right here, select View Results, and it'll show me who the person is, what the quiz they got, and the percentage of the video that they've watched. So I can see, here are my questions I got right. I can go back to Viewer, and it'll show me I watched 60% of the content. I got 100% of the questions. I'm in the 100% because I'm the only one taking it right now. And here's the number of questions I got right. And so you'll see some very important information about what your students are doing right here on the screen. But if you want to, you can actually create this video right here as a quiz that automatically feeds into your gradebook. So I'm going to go ahead and make it where I can find this video real easily. I'm going to save that title. And I'm going to go back into this example course that I've created. Now, it's a little bit not what you would expect it to be, but in order to add this quiz from Knowmia, you're not going to be creating a Canvas quiz. You're going to be creating a Canvas assignment. So I'm going to hit this plus sign right here and say Assignment, New Assignment, and I'll just say Video Quiz. And I'll add the item. So I'll be creating an assignment like I normally would. I want to give it points, a title, and a due date to it. The big difference is when I go down here, so I'm going to say this is worth 10 points. I want to change the submission type right here to external tool. This is important. This is how you connect it to TechSmith Knowmia, is by selecting external tool. Then down under here on Find, I'm going to select this Find button. And it's going to show me a list of the integrations that we currently have inside of Canvas. When I scroll down, I'm going to find TechSmith Relay. Assume this will change to TechSmith Knowmia. I'll select it, and it's going to open up my TechSmith Knowmia library. I'll be able to see all the videos I've created, and I want to find that video that I created with the quiz. I will select Add Media, and it'll take me back to this page and say Select. The way I know that the video was added correctly is in this box right here. I will now see the URL that goes to my video. So this is what I want to see. Now, if I scroll down here and say Save and Publish, now everyone inside this class will be able to see that module with the video quiz. And when they select it, you'll see this video. They'll be able to watch it, and all the quiz results will feed into the gradebook. Now, it's important to point out here that I have 3 questions, and this overall quiz is worth 10 points. So that if they want the full 10 points, they're going to have to answer all 3 of these questions correct. If they only answer 2, they're going to get a percentage, 66%, of that 10 points. And so it's all done based on percentage. And so it's one of those things, if you do quizzes, you want to keep the numbers even so that the points that it's worth matches the percentage base off of what they actually score right here. Another thing to point off here is that the quizzes that you go here will not instantaneously show up in your gradebook. The results do take 30 minutes to an hour to automatically show up in the gradebook. So you want to make sure you allow the time for the system to import it into your gradebook. But once you do, you're going to be able to go to your grades. And everyone who's completed this video and done the quizzes over here on this video quiz, you will see the points value show up right there. Now, this doesn't mean you can't go back into TechSmith Knowmia, click on quiz, and see the results. So you can choose to have the grades automatically show up inside of the gradebook, or you can still go back to the TechSmith Knowmia library or TechSmith Knowmia website and view the quiz results. One final thing that I want to go before we enter the question section is there is a companion app called TechSmith Fuse. TechSmith Fuse is an app that you can download into any phone or tablet, either in Google Play or the iOS App Store. This allows you to take images that you've created, or even you can create your own images from your phone and upload them into the library. This is great if you have an assignment where you want to interview someone, or maybe you just feel more comfortable recording items on your phone. So let's say you want to go on a virtual field trip to an art museum, or you want to look at different things in your community. You could just take your phone, record the items, and upload it into TechSmith Knowmia so that you can then import this into your course. So first step you need to do is go ahead and download the Fuse app. Just type in TechSmith Fuse and you'll find it. There are other apps called Fuse, so you want to make sure that you get the Fuse app that has this F right there, and then you'll be able to download that to your computer. The first time you install it, it's going to go through several permissions, making sure you have access to your files and your camera and your microphone, and you can go ahead and say okay to that. It'll go ahead and give you a tour of all the apps and the features. I just skip through it, but when you're done, you're going to be taken to this main page right here. This is the capture screen. This allows you to go ahead and view the items that are already on your phone by hitting library, hitting the video so you can actually record your own video, or taking photos from your phone. Now, once you have the item and it's on your phone, it's inside the TechSmith Fuse app, you're going to want to share it. So the first time you do it, you're going to want to hit the share button, and it's going to go through a couple settings where it's going to want to link it to your correct library. So when I hit share, I'm then going to say, which do I want to use? I'll say TechSmith Relay or TechSmith Fuse or TechSmith Knowmia. I'll select that option right here. And it's going to ask me to scan a QR code. Now, the way you find your QR code is by logging into your computer, going to your My Library page, and selecting Create, Connect Mobile Device. Now, the good news is, if you need help doing this, there's actually a lot of versions right here, which will go step by step if you click on here, and they'll show you how you can connect it. But this right here is a QR code that when you open up the app that you're going to want to scan from your computer screen to your phone so that it'll link to your account. Once I have that QR code scanned, it'll then ask me for your email address. You want to type in your university email address, and then it'll ask you to log into your university account. The good news is once you go through and finish all of these steps over here, you won't have to do it again. So when you go to share, TechSmith Relay, it'll take you straight to this screen right here, where you're going to be able to enter the title and the description, and it'll upload it by hitting send directly to your library. And so ultimately what you're going to end up getting is you're going to have videos that you uploaded. So here's that sample video that I recorded from our offices. You're going to be able to take that item from your phone, upload it into Relay, so now it is available for you to edit, add quizzes, and place it into your library. I know I've covered a lot of information, and that's why this webinar has been recorded. So don't feel like you have to know everything now. I encourage people to just do the recording first. Get comfortable in the recording, and then after you get comfortable with the recording, maybe start adding quizzes. After you get comfortable using quizzes, maybe start editing. I would encourage you just very slowly getting used to it, getting the process of doing it, and then before you know it, you're going to be a pro at using TechSmith Knowmia. If you have any questions, you always can refer back into this library that we've created, this companion course. It'll have support information there, or you can reach out directly to TechSmith support, or even better, if you want to go ahead and book a one-on-one consultation with us, all you have to do is reach out to us at odetraining@ucdenver.edu, and I'll be happy to reach out to you and actually do a one-on-one with you. Maybe we can find out what works best for Knowmia with your teaching style and your material. And so you should have access to the recording. It should be done later today, probably in a couple hours. It just depends on how long it takes me to download and upload it back and forth. But you'll be getting an email later, again, with the slides and the video recording of this right now. Now, in the time that we have left, I want to open up to questions. If you have any questions, inside of Zoom, there is a participation button. If you want to go ahead and click on participants, you then have the ability to raise your hand. If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand and I'll turn your microphone on so you can ask them. Or what you can do is you can actually just place it into the chat box and I'll be more than happy to read that there. There we go. I got one hand right here, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute you, Connie. Or no, I said that right? I'm sorry.
Colleen.
Colleen, I totally butchered that. I apologize.
That's okay. Sorry, my dogs just barked when they did that. This is a quick question that's related to this. I tried to do this because I've been playing with the Technomia a little bit. I forgot how you can actually make a URL of a photo to work with in a presentation. So I went into I'm going into the Mac photo library, and I went to share, and I could not figure out how to create the URL. So I was just wondering if you could say how to do that again.
So you're wanting to upload a file from your computer into Knowmia, or?
I'm trying to do this is the issue. It's not a video. It's the issue of single pictures from like the photo library. So I need to find a way to get those pictures into the videos, into a PowerPoint,
Okay, so what you're going to want to do, I assume you're using the photo app on your computer?
Yes.
The easiest way that I have worked with the photo app is if you click on that photo, select it, like click it with your mouse, hold it, and drag and drop it to your desktop. It'll create a PNG file, I believe, or a JPEG file.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be able to take that JPEG file and add it to your PowerPoint. And so what I like to do is I will go through my Photos app. I'll pull all the photos to my desktop and then put them into a folder so I can organize it and refer back to it. Like, put it in your documents folder.
Mm-hmm.
And then in PowerPoint, all you want to do is you want to add those photos. I think it's add image to your PowerPoint is one of the unders. Mm-hmm. I think it's under insert. And you'll be able to actually take that JPEG file, input it into your PowerPoint, and then you'll have those photos there.
Okay, and does that work the same way for Canvas? Then once you've got it dragged onto the desktop, you can just select image?
So you'll need to do the upload images, but yes. So once you take it from your Photos app and it's on your desktop and you have that actual photo file, all you'll need to do is upload it to Canvas using the Canvas images, and then you'll be able to add it in there. So you really don't need the URL. There's different ways to do that.
Okay, thank you. That's perfect.
Okay, no problem. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute your microphone. And Karen, I'm going to unmute yours.
Hi. Thank you so much for this presentation. Super enlightening. I am having this may not be the right place for this question, but in case it's common or other people are having it, I'll just ask. And maybe the answer is I need to just call OIT separately. But I have been having a problem getting Knowmia videos to play in Canvas. And I had this earlier in the week. I'm in the Awesome Boot Camp, and they were posting their intro for the week videos that should link right over to TechSmith. And I was just seeing this shaded box, and I asked them about it, and they weren't talking to each other. And I just am seeing it happen again I was able to create a quiz on the video, and it shows up in the grade book. So I know it's there, but when I look at where I posted it in the assignment, the video, it won't link. Is this just maybe an internet problem on my end?
So I think there's two things. I think this is one of those things to where I would either say contact OIT or set up a consultation with us.
Cool. Right.
Because there's just a couple different things it could be, and so it's confusing, and I think it'd be easier just to do one-on-one.
Right on. Cool.
But it definitely should not be doing that. So I'll be happy to help you out with that, or you can reach out to OIT.
Cool. Thank you so much.
And Joanna, I'm seeing here is yes, that video. So if you go back into that Commons, I have that video right there that kind of goes over the basics of it. And so that shows you how to do it. I'm actually in the process right now because it currently says TechSmith Relay of updating it for Knowmia, but that'll be visible in Commons. So you'll see that refresher there. And then you can always reach out to us, and we're working on getting our website updated to have this material so that you can provide it for your students. All right. If there's any other questions, I'll be sticking around. But right here, we want to get your feedback. So if you want to go ahead and type in this URL right here, let us know what we did right. Let us know what we did wrong. Please give us any feedback. We are also looking for feedback. If there's any trainings or information that you feel like you would like to know about, let us know. Just go ahead and fill that out so we can see how we can better help you with your classes. I want to thank everyone for coming today. Again, if you need to reach out to us, feel free to reach out to us at ode.training.ucdenver.edu, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you so much for coming in today. I hope you have had a very informative webinar, and I hope you found all this information useful. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll stick around if anyone else has any other questions. I'll be here. All right, Carol, I see your hand raised. Let me go ahead and unmute your microphone. Oh, here you go. You should be good now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. I have a question that's maybe just kind of related. So I was interested in showing videos to my class that are not necessarily YouTube videos. So, and I'm also interested in streaming some documentary films from the library collection. And I'm trying to figure out what is going to be the best way. I mean, it seems like it's not through TechSmith really, that I'm not going to be able to do it that way. But is there another way that I could like stream films from the library collection, or how would you recommend doing that?
So with the library collection, the number one thing is I would say is you probably want to reach out to them and what their recommendation is.
Okay.
There are ways that you could do it through Zoom. I just don't know if their license is allowed to do that.
I reached out to them and they told me that I could, but
Okay.
that there may be all sorts of glitches if I'm actually, like if I have a class that is synchronous and I'm wanting to like show an hour-long documentary to the class.
Yeah,
that Zoom might get all weird because of Wi-Fi and
yeah, I would kind of recommend because they should have, if they're students, they should have access to log in and watch the video using their account. And so you could provide a hyperlink that the library can provide you and say, hey, here's the video. But what you could do is, since their license, I said it was okay, is inside of Zoom, you have the ability to share screen. And there's a little checkbox on there saying share screen with system audio.
Okay.
And you can actually check that box. And I've actually seen people play YouTube videos and other videos in their presentation. And through Zoom, they'll see the picture and they'll hear the audio, but there is the risk of glitches. They could have bad internet. It could kind of lose audio for a second. It could kind of where the audio and video might not be synchronized together. So it could kind of be interesting that way.
Right.
But I think if you provide that link and say, hey, we're going to go through and watch it all together at this time with the Zoom link, for a lot of students, it should be fine. The biggest thing is going to be your internet needs to be able to handle it. So I don't know if you have high-speed internet or not, but I found that if you have high-speed internet, 30 megabytes or above, it doesn't glitch out that much because Zoom does a really good job of keeping the videos clean as possible.
Okay. All right. I'll give that a try. I mean, my internet is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know I think I can probably just provide like a link to the video in Canvas so that they could watch it on their own. But I just didn't know if there was some sort of, more effective way since this is a remote class that is supposed to meet during, our class time.
Yeah, and if it's also one of those things, if you want to reach out to us, I'll be more than happy to be one of your subjects, and we can test it out and we can see what it looks like, and we can play around with some of the settings so that you get comfortable with it before your actual class.
That would be awesome.
Perfect. Great. So yeah, reach out to us and I'll be more than happy to set that up with you.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.